pair of hands roam over a workbench and take a black bug from a box to place inside a large white lily. Guinevere enters Morgana's chambers with a large bouquet of white lilies, telling her that they were delivered anonymously. Morgana dismisses Gwen's notion that they're from Arthur, and that night her window is watched by a cloaked figure as she goes to bed. Once the candles are extinguished, the bug crawls from the flower across Morgana's bed and disappears into her ear.
See you in the morning.
You don't have an answer, do you?
The following morning, she hasn't awoken, and Gaius is at a loss to diagnose her illness. Merlin quietly suggests that he use magic to cure her, but Gaius sternly reminds him of what happened with Guinevere's father.
Have you forgotten what happened with Gwen's father?
Outside in the courtyard, a cloaked figure with a badly scarred face approaches Prince Arthur, introducing himself as Edwin Muirden.
What's your business here?
My name is Edwin Muirden.
He claims he has heard of Lady Morgana's illness and tells Arthur that he'll be at the inn if he needs his help.
I hear the Lady Morgana is gravely ill.
When Morgana's condition deteriorates, Arthur urges Gaius and others to fetch Edwin on the off chance that he can cure her.
There's a man. He came to the castle yesterday. He claims he can cure her.
Edwin is brought before the king, who assures him that he has a remedy to cure all ills.
Do you really believe you have a remedy?
Yes.
Gaius finds him vaguely familiar but does not protest when Edwin is given permission to treat Morgana. Merlin helps Edwin carry his equipment into the castle and asks everyone to leave him alone with Morgana.
Sire, I would be grateful if you could have everyone leave the room.
Gaius hesitates, but Other agrees.
That includes you guys.
But I'm eager to learn from your methods.
Once he's alone, Edwin is about to retrieve the bug from Morgana's ear when he's interrupted by Gwen entering through a side door. He orders her to leave and then returns the bug to its box and wipes Morgana's ear with a bloody cloth. At the bottom of the staircase, Edwin greets the anxious men, displays the bloody cloth, and tells them that Morgana was suffering from a cerebral hemorrhage. She nearly died due to Gaius's misdiagnosis and the treatment he was giving her.
Eventually death.
How could you have missed this?
I didn't see any blood.
Upstairs, Other warmly embraces Morgana, who is awake and sitting up in bed. Downstairs, Gaius once again asks if he and Edwin have ever met before and asks what he used to cure Morgana.
I'd love to know the ingredients.
It is not yet perfected.
Edwin demurs on both subjects but agrees to Other's request to stay with the court for a little while.
Would be reward in itself.
Gaius goes to see Geoffrey in the library and asks to see the records from the time of the Great Purge, when Other had all magic users killed or banished. Geoffrey tells him that the records are sealed, and Other has forbidden anyone to see them.
Are sealed, they cannot be opened. Uther has forbidden it.
Merlin goes to speak with Edwin but finds his room empty. Curiously, he begins to look over his equipment and picks up the box of bugs to find them still dead. He closes the box and reads the inscription on the lid. When he opens it again, the bugs are crawling about, and Edwin steps into the room, congratulating him on his magical abilities.
And how else did you bring them to life? Only magic can do such a thing.
Merlin tries to cover, but Edwin shows him the bugs and tells them that they are the secret to Morgana's recovery. With magic, Edwin pours some spilt powder into a jar, and Merlin reciprocates by using his own power to pour it into a bowl. Edwin offers to teach him more, and they promise each other to keep their magic secret.
You must promise to keep our secrets safe.
Of course.
Geoffrey enters Gaius's quarters with a book of records, having changed his mind. Gaius thanks him and begins to read.
Thank you, old friend.
Over dinner, Other and Edwin discuss Morgana's health, and Edwin suggests that the sleeping tonics that Gaius has been prescribing for Morgana's nightmares are what aggravated her illness. He promises Other that he'll undertake a review of Gaius's work.
Will you undertake a review of his work?
The following morning, Gaius confronts Edwin, having learned who he is. Merlin enters with some supplies that he promised to fetch for Edwin, and Gaius instructs Merlin to do what Edwin tells him. In the throne room, Edwin tells the royal family that Gaius's methods are outdated.
His methods are outdated.
And Other suggests that perhaps it is time that he be replaced. Though Morgana speaks in Gaius's defense, Other seems to have already made up his mind.
Uther, you can't do this.
Cannot risk something like this happening again.
That night, Gaius watches Merlin sleep and then creeps down into the dungeon to speak with the dragon.
Hello, it is me, Gaius.
Gaius, my father needs to speak to you.
When?
Immediately.
The following morning, Gaius is brought before the court, where Other breaks the news he's decided to replace him with Edwin. Gaius is on the verge of telling Other the truth when Edwin steps out from behind a column and silences him with a look. Merlin watches in outrage as Gaius packs his bags, telling Gaius that he'll go with him. Gaius is touched, but Merlin reminds him that his responsibility lies with Camelot.
Gaius? You're leaving?
As Gaius leaves the city with his belongings on a donkey, he passes Gwen. who tells him that she's certain that it was Edwin who put the blood in Morgana's ear.
There was no blood in Morgana's ear. He put it there.
When Gaius remains unmoved, Gwen kisses his cheek and bids him goodbye. Meanwhile, Other is showing Edwin to his quarters and telling him about an old battle wound on his shoulder that still gives him trouble. Edwin promises him a new prescription.
May I take the liberty of providing a new prescription?
That night, as Gaius sits by a campfire in the woods, Other drinks Edwin's potion and lies down in his bed. Suddenly, Other awakens from sleep to see Edwin leaning over him. Edwin releases one of his bugs, which crawls across the bed and into Other's ear.
Uther Pendragon.
Edwin bids him farewell and leaves, only to be stopped by Gaius on the way to his room. Gaius unsuccessfully tries a spell to stop Edwin, but nothing happens. Edwin corrects him on his pronunciation and uses his magic to throw Gaius against the wall and cast a circle of fire around him. Arthur runs into Merlin and demands that he help him find Edwin. He's just discovered that Other is suffering from the same illness as Morgana. Merlin rushes into the corridor to see Gaius surrounded by fire and Edwin inviting him to join him in the ruling of the kingdom.
Can rule the kingdom now.
With you at my side.
When Merlin refuses, Edwin levitates an axe at him, but Merlin catches it with his own magic and hurls it back at him. The flames around Gaius die away, indicating that Edwin is dead. Merlin retrieves the box of bugs, and the two of them stand over Other's bed, debating how to proceed. Merlin doesn't want to use magic on him, but Gaius insists that there's no other way.
Can't use magic on Uther, he'll kill us.
We don't have a choice.
Muttering the words of the spell, Merlin places his hands over Other's ear and retrieves the bug.
Has anyone ever told you? You're a genius.
The following day, Gaius produces a potion for Other to help him regain his strength. In front of the court, Other presents Gaius with a roll of parchment that pronounces him a free man of Camelot.
You are a free man of Camelot.
As well as reinstating his position as court physician, though once again, an episode ends with someone else getting credit for what Merlin did.
For once, I'm happy for someone else to take the credit.
Thank you for watching. Please subscribe to the channel and smash the bell button. Write in the comments section what kind of movie you would like to see next.